I have no idea where I would be without Jiu-Jitsu right now, you know? And it's just done so much for me. Like, where do I start? Jiu-Jitsu has always kept me on a straight and narrow road through high school. While everyone was going out partying, I needed to get the class and learn the newest way to do an armbar. I started just before I turned 15. Like, I think the same week I turned 15 was when I started Jiu-Jitsu. You look at the top guys, that's like a recurring theme. You got the Meow brothers, you got the Mendes brothers, you look in MMA, you got the Miller brothers, you got the Diaz brothers, are on the top or have been on the top in their sport at some point. And I feel like having a brother that's at your level and size has to be a factor in that. We used to wrestle around at home all the time like brothers do. Nothing vicious, just like how brothers fight. He started with a group of his friends back when he was in high school. As we started, like, you know, wrestling around at home, he started working all these chokes and these arm locks to me, and, you know, beating me up with all these crazy moves. About 6 to 8 months in, when I just had nothing for him at home, I was like, all right, I have to try this. You know, that's what got me hooked. First day I tried it, I was like, all right, this is for me. He was a purple belt and I was just below purple belt. That's when he was starting to transition into MMA. So like, that was almost my opportunity to catch up, because he had to focus on so much more. He had to focus on Muay Thai, wrestling, kickboxing, his hands, just like every other part of the game. And I was still sticking with Jiu-Jitsu. That allowed me to catch up, and like still, like since then, we're still just like, we're neck and neck, you know, he catches me, I catch him, he catches me. That's like how we advance as quick as we do. When I first started, I did not expect any of this. Kind of took Jiu-Jitsu day by day, wherever it brought me. The first time I helped someone teach, like on the side, I feel like I have a knack for this. I started covering classes a little bit, like here and there. I was really enjoying it. People would always compliment my teaching style. One of the best feelings is seeing someone do what you taught them, like in a live training situation. That was just such an amazing feeling to me. That's when I knew, I was like, you know, I want to teach for the rest of my life. One of the many amazing things of being an instructor is promotions. It's cool because, you know, you've been in the situation being promoted and you know the feeling, and to give that to someone, again, that's just like such an amazing part of being an instructor. I know the emotion that came out of me, and I would hope that that's what's coming out of them. Just to like give someone recognition for all their hard work, it's so cool, and they show so much appreciation. Something about teaching and helping people reach their goals that just really like reaches a passion in me. I know a lot of my students like to compete. I feel like I have to lead the way in a sense. They all look up to me in a competition sense. They're always asking me questions. Competing helps me stay up to date with moves. You know, as you know, Jiu-Jitsu is constantly developing and evolving. It's a very young sport, so there's new moves coming out, and competing helps me keep up with that. You know, I feel like if I didn't compete, I mean, start falling back a little bit on the current techniques, and that's what motivates me. I want to stay up to date with the moves. I want my students to stay up to date with the moves. So that's definitely the biggest factor for me to keep myself at my top, at my peak. What's good for me is that I'm starting to get to that top level. So for example, I was just competing in EBI, and the top guys were Eddie Cummings, who won it, Joao Miao, Gio Martinez. What helps is that because they've been competing so much, I could study their film and not only learn what they're doing, but learn how to defend what they're doing. So EBI was bittersweet for me because, you know, obviously first round I picked the top guy in my weight class. I had nothing to lose. I went in there and I put on a great match. Unfortunately, I did lose in overtime. So that's definitely something that helped me develop as far as a competitor. The level of the competition isn't really a big deal to me. I just want to go against the best. One of the biggest things that is very important to me is that I want to make a difference in people's lives. Misery likes company. Even if I am in like a pissed off mood, maybe I'm sad or something like that, I don't want that to ever get put on someone else, especially in a place like this. I want to shine a light in a way. I want to always be in a good mood, because good moods like company too. Misery likes company, happiness likes company. So I want to be the happiness that spreads. I want to get to know all my students. I want them to feel like they're at a second home here where all their problems are left at the door, and then when they leave they can deal with it again. But while they're here, everything's temporarily on hold outside. There's so much I'm thankful for. I try not to take much for granted. You know, I wake up and I'm always very thankful. I thank God for everything I have. And if you start your day that way, it's hard to be in a bad mood. Yeah, we have so much, you know what I mean? Why focus on the things that you don't have? Focus on what you do have and not so much what you don't have, and strive for those things that you don't have, but you can't forget about what you do have. You always have to appreciate where you are, be content, but keep moving for something more. Set the bar high if you need to, and eventually you might be close to that bar, but you didn't quite reach it. But then if you look back and appreciate everything you just did, you did a lot, you know? So don't forget all this is what I'm trying to say, you know, just because you don't quite have this yet. You know, faith is like my core. I feel like I'm never lost. Like, you always hear people saying like, I feel lost. I feel lost. I feel lost in life. I feel lost in my job. You know, I don't know where I'm going. I've always had faith that I'm on the right path as long as I keep my faith, feel like God's steering me in the right direction. I don't feel lost because I just always believe that I'm being steered in the right direction by a higher power. And I know that's kind of like a controversial thing to say, and some people believe it, some people don't, but that's truly what I believe. And you know, so far so good. You know, he's definitely brought me on the right path in the right direction, you know. My name is Mikey. I'm a black belt under Yanni Hronakis, and I wake up every day feeling that I am living my purpose.